Hey guys, I'm in the kids' playroom for this one. Hope the lighting is okay. Sorry about the mess. Of course, you wouldn't be able to see that unless I show you. It's they don't tidy up their room every day. Oh, by the way, this is the place my aunt sleeps, and she usually makes her bed, but the kids messed it up again. And look what Adam has been so nice. He's drawn two huge, nasty spiders and hung them right above her bed. So it's the first thing she sees if she wakes up in the middle of the night. She hates spiders. It's it was my idea. Uh, I'm gonna confess, but I didn't think he would do it, but he did. Okay, so that's like a funny thing that I've been wrestling with ever since I started writing in English, and I think you'll find it interesting. It's when you write in a language that's not your native one, you kind of hear in your head the words before you write them, but you will sometimes hear it in your native tongue first and then translate as you write. So there's some words that are very similar, uh, which is one of the reasons why Danes have such an easy time learning English for the most part. So there's like house, that would be hus. It just sounds like the same word basically. And we're not unique. Like a lot of words are almost identical in a lot of languages. So in German, this would be house, which is just it sounds almost like the English word. And in Spanish, well, that doesn't work. That'll be casa. And in French, that would be. I'm sorry, French people. I have no idea. I don't speak French at all. There's a wasp in here. Okay. But so this makes sense, house, whose. It's the same and it sounds the same. But there are a group of words that they call false friends. It has a word, like a term, actually, apparently. It's of false cognates, I think, where they sound like they should mean the same, but they don't. And a lot of those tricked me to begin with, and I'm sure they still do. I'm sure there's some I haven't caught yet, but one of them that I really had a hard time with is the way that zombies walk. I'm sure you noticed this, especially in Dead Meat. I used it a bunch of times, and it was actually my narrator, Matthew Crow, who finally made me aware of it. He said, "You use this a lot. Are you sure you don't mean something else?" The word is waddle. And now to me, this sounds like it should mean vel, which is Danish, a way of walking where you just, you just walk forward and just without a care, you just stumble forward and step on things, and you don't care how you walk. You just kind of plow through, but not necessarily fast. You just walk into stuff. But evidently, waddle is not that. In Danish, the correct translation would be valte, which is what ducks do. And my mother-in-law, because she's pretty fat and has a bad hip, so it's kind of like when you walk like that. So to begin with, my zombies walk like ducks, I guess. And then Matthew Crow suggested that we switch some of them out with shuffle or shamble, which was the word I was looking for. Okay, so another one that really tricked me for a long time, it was one of my colleagues who made me aware of it, is sneer. To me, that absolutely sounds like it should be snare, which means to, to without sound, but maybe you talk while you snare, and it's kind of like you're just talking like you're like angry and it's hateful speech, But that's not the case. Apparently, sneer has a smile to it, so like a mean smile. At least that's how I understand it. and we just don't have that word in Danish, so I have no idea what that means. But the word I was looking for instead of sneer was snarl. So I still catch myself in that one and almost write sneer, and then I correct it to snarl. Okay, so that's another one that's also in the kind of same way, same vein. That's grunt. That absolutely sounds like it should be quint, which in Danish is oink. It's the sound pigs make. You can kind of use it for like a person. A person can grunt too, but they're but in Danish it would be, you know, in a funny way they would exclaim something. So I didn't use grunt. I thought it was a funny word, but it's not. In Danish it would be more like støn, and in Danish støn is kind of problematic because it can have sexual connotation. It's kind of like moan. So yeah, but obviously in English, grunt is perfectly kosher. So I use that a lot now. I feel like a weather guy, you know. And we have the clouds coming in on Tuesday. Okay, so there are 3 more. Let me just go through them quickly. These aren't words that I use particularly a lot, but and they don't trick me, but they definitely trick someone. Gas, you know, not the type you can have in your gut, but the stuff you fill your car with. Now, I think all Danish people we all know that it's short for gasoline, but we just don't really have that word in Danish. We call it benzine. So gas to us, it sounds like, you know, like a gas, like vapor. So yeah, that's tricky. You have to be careful with that one. And there's oh yeah, there's a funny one. Gift. As far as I know, there's only one meaning in English, and that's, you know, a present, like a Christmas gift or a birthday present or whatever. In Danish, gift can mean 2 things, 2 very different things. It can either mean married. If you're gift, then you're married. Or it can mean poison. If you give someone gift, in Danish, you give them poison. I just think it's hilarious that someone was just like, you know what, we already have a gift for, we already have a word for if you eat something and you die from it. Let's just use that word again for marriage. That's fine. It's basically the same thing. So bet you as a guy who came up with that word. And then the last one, oh, of course, it's a funny one. You're gonna love this. As far as I know, there's only one meaning in English for fart, and you all know what that means. In Danish, it means speed. There's no, so you know, so when you come, if you come to Denmark and, you know, you see our signs, there'll be things like fart control, and that means speed. You know, it means it doesn't mean that they're gonna come check your farts. It's just they don't want you to drive fast. Okay, so that's it. If you guys found it, like if you caught any other, I'm sure there are plenty other words or phrases that I'm using wrong, and particularly if I've used them more than once, then please do let me know, because I'm always trying to learn. Okay, so yeah, that's all. I'll see you guys. Bye.